So I do these videos every week, whether I post them or not. And every time I start it, I get so stressed and nervous, even though the only thing I'm talking to is myself in this camera. And I started doing these videos with the intention of just being able to flow my thoughts, like being able to get into a stream of consciousness without any form of validation or without having to have the nod of approval of understanding, but literally just talking to myself and just getting out this free flow of thoughts. And that's kind of like where I'm at. I've been thinking of the ways in which I hold myself back. Like even now, my heart beats like so fast when I do this. But I realize like it's a normal human reaction to doing something unfamiliar that's uncomfortable. And I guess for all intents and purposes, I am uncomfortable, but that shouldn't stop anything. And it honestly shouldn't matter, I think fear is the type of thing that like you should take with you, with the exception of a life-threatening matter. But it shouldn't be big enough to stop you. You just put it in your backpack and keep going. So that's why I keep going with these, and even gotten to the point of posting them, and now just making like a YouTube video home for them. But as I was saying, like thinking of the ways that I hold myself back. And it's one thing, to be afraid of jumping out of the mold of how other people see you. It's like I was talking about at one point before in, I guess, well, it's like this. It's, you get kind of a comfortable shell around you where it's like, my friends know me like this, my family knows me like this, so it would be weird for me to kind of like step outside of that role and to expand myself into like an even bigger bubble, expand myself completely and see what I can do, explore the spectrum of my emotions and see what that gets me, like what kind of creative energy that generates. And that is scary, but like what I found to be like even spookier is like jumping out of the ways in which I know myself, like where I feel weird to me, and like a new, better version of myself would feel foreign and therefore uncomfortable, and therefore, you feel like a fraud. And so like you just don't, and you stay in this comfortable spot where everyone knows you this way and you know yourself this way. And more so, what I'm working with is just jumping out of a comfortable spot in which I know myself, which is, like camera shy, kind of, like getting your face out there and like people just hearing your thoughts, and then you're feeling like cringe and you're feeling like, like, shouldn't have posted that, I should delete. And those are the feelings I go through, like every time I make, even if I don't post it, even if nobody sees it. Not all of them I post, but like, it's like, I wonder why I do that, and maybe it's not so bad, to have a part of me that feels foreign and like lean into it, because, I can't go new places with old thoughts and old patterns and old ways of doing things and old ways in which I know myself, because it's not going to help me and it doesn't serve me. And that's just the gist of the matter. And like having to it's a lot of upheaval. And like just being honest with yourself about like, is it me or is it just comfortable? Like, is it me? Or is it just something familiar in which I can identify myself? And it doesn't even always have to be like positive things. It can be like negative things. Like you can just get so attached to a negative aspect as who you really are, you don't know who you are without it. And that's a good way to go nowhere and do nothing. So you know, just doing these videos from off the top, and I feel I'm getting better and I feel more comfortable, and who knows where it's gonna expand, you know? I have no real plans for, you know, this particular YouTube channel, but like I'm feeling like maybe it could expand into a new genre of art, like a new kind of medium, even if just for myself. You know, I don't do anything particular to prepare, you know, like once I get, you know, some time, like I just sit down, I might meditate for like a few minutes, like really just kind of like get into myself, and then I just push record and start talking, and I'll just talk for however many minutes until, you know, I feel like the transmission has ended. But yeah, that was my thoughts for today, and the beginning of this new thing I'm doing, and it feels good, and it feels right, and it feels uncomfortable, and it feels like, you know, I do it just once a week. I sit down and I do this uncomfortable and difficult and revolutionary thing for myself, and, you know, just make it part of a practice. And I already feel the benefits of it. Like I feel something changing. So it's doing its job. And yeah, that's pretty much where the transmission goes today. So until next time.